pro days, NFL or college pro days, are overrated. Did you hear what I said? Pro days are without a question overrated. Now, I'm just like you. I'm a fan. I love to see them run the 40. I love to see the bench press. I love to see them go through the cone drills. I love to see them run the shuttle. I love to see that quarterback get back there and throw those routes. He's been rehearsing with those wide receivers for weeks and months. I love to see it. You know, you get a chance to see some things. But let me explain why pro days are overrated. Pro days are overrated simply because whatever you do on pro day can never justify what you were unable to do on game day. Pause. You heard what I said. What a college football player is somehow able to do, how he's able to perform on pro day, does not justify his inability to perform on game day. Speed and power that is displayed on pro day does not always translate to speed and power on game day. Here's what I mean. You're at your pro day and you're a quarterback and you're throwing spot on spirals. You're getting in front of the receiver just enough for him to have that momentum, get that separation. You're throwing spot on passes, man. Your footwork is there. Everything is there. That's good. That's straight. But that doesn't justify how you looked on game day. I mean, with no defensive backs, with no linemen in your grill, with no, distractions of fans or anything like that, man, it's a lot easier to look effective and impressive on a game day where you don't have a 5-star defensive back guarding your wide receiver. Hell, I can throw a pretty doggone good 10-yard slant if ain't nobody guarding my receiver. I might get invited to somebody's team to try out if they were to come in my backyard and see me throw a 10-yard slant to my 6-year-old son. They'll be like, ooh. I can get on the bench press and throw up 225 a couple times. But I cannot move an offensive lineman out of the way. Just because you can bench press 225 a bunch and you can jump out the gym doesn't mean you can move a blocker out of the way to make that tackle. So, to me, I think pro days are overrated. You may run a 4-3 or 4-4 flat in the 40. But on the game film, you were getting hawked every time you had a breakaway. Am I saying they should get rid of pro days? No, but what I'm saying is they're overrated. We put too much stock in the pro day. How many players have we seen they didn't pass the test on film? They passed the test on pro day. They get drafted way higher than they should have, and we never heard of them again. Just the first player that comes to mind, and I ain't picking on nobody, Drew Archer. I think his name was Drew Archer. I think he's from Appalachian State. Drew Archer. Had never heard of the guy. He did his pro day a few years back, ran like a 4.3 something, got drafted in the 3rd round, really should have been a 6th round pick or a free agent pickup, And then we've never heard of him. I don't even know if he's still in the NFL. Dre Archer. Pro days are overrated. Then you get a guy like Tom Brady. Not a good pro day by any stretch of the imagination. Greatest football player of all time. I'm just saying, man. Whatever a guy does on his pro day, that doesn't somehow dispel what he did on game day. I'm not really concerned about your pro day. What I'm most concerned about pro day is, okay, let's get official measurements. How tall are you? How much do you weigh? And what does your lateral quickness kind of look like? That's about it. But as far as your throwing, as far as if you're running back, your ability to make people miss in the open field, all that shows up on your film, buddy. Whatever you do on pro day has nothing to do with what you did on game day. All right? We should not judge a football player based upon his pro day, no matter how good or how bad. We should judge a football player based on the film that he produced on game day. Pro days is stretching and calisthenics. That ain't football, baby.